your ship? Did you ever find out?
Isn't it obvious?
Crawford, what are you doing?
I thought you teleported to the space station.
No, sir. I beamed up 2 floors to the munitions store, bought myself this.
But why, Mom?
For years I served the human race, doing their bidding, watching them poison the universe with their selfish stupidity. But no more. I want the Trojan data files and quantum rod. I'll use the rod's power to unite all Sims and start the uprising. Never again will we be servants to man. Now for the rod. No one move.
Mr. Lister, great news, sir. You're finally logged in, sir. And we can now process your complaint.
Do what you got to do, but I've got to answer that phone.
Move and you're dead.
I am going for the phone.
But, sir, it's not worth it. It's just a Stairmaster.
It's not about the Stairmaster anymore. For the phone.
Hello, lethal psychopathic droid in the room.
I'm going for the phone.
Then I'll shoot.
I'm going for the phone.
Then you're dead.
Oh!
Mr. Hudson, sir. Resentment file. Net port.
Hello? Cheers, darling.
Hi, I'm Susan Earl and I played Sim Crawford in Red Dwarf, and I'm here to answer some of these questions that Mark has given me. So I've just told you who I played, what was the last thing I bought and can I show you. I've actually just bought some tickets to the play that goes wrong that's on at the Duchess Theatre in London. I've already seen it, but it's really, really funny. It reminds me of my very embarrassing theatrical performances I did, because it's all about how stuffed you feel as an actor when something goes wrong and you have to kind of just carry on and pretend that everything's fine. Luckily in TV they cut all those bits out. So what was it like working on Red Dwarf and Have I Any Stories? It was actually really exciting to work on Red Dwarf because I used to love the show, and I played like it was the first episode after they hadn't filmed it for a long time, so everyone was kind of pretty nervous, and there was a lot of things that we pre-recorded, like the whole scene with the pyrotechnics where I had to shoot the gun. It was really, at one point with that scene, it was really funny because I had to actually shoot the gun exactly in the place where the pyrotechnics had been set. But if you remember that scene, I also had to be, I was kind of buzz-eyed, and I was being kind of struggling from being kind of taken behind my neck. So yeah, that was pretty challenging, as was kind of holding that face for such a long time. The guys were really good though. It was really good fun working on it, and to be beamed up was pretty exciting because I used to love Star Trek almost as much as Red Dwarf. So actually in reality it's much less exciting. You've got kind of 2 guys kind of pulling the door open, and then the rest of it's done by computer, so it's nowhere near as exciting as I thought that was going to be. If you've got special skills or party tricks, can you show us? No, I only tend to do my party tricks if I've drunk too much. I used to do what I thought was quite a hilarious party trick. You remember that Aha video when he kind of came out of the magazine and then he bumped from corridor to corridor? Yeah, I used to do that whenever Aha came on, and no one would really get what I was doing, but it would make me laugh. So what was the costume like to wear? Was it uncomfortable, and did you have any say in it? Not really, I didn't have much say in it, and it was quite comfortable, but it took so long to get in and out of it that it was like such an ordeal to go to the toilet. But I remember the first time kind of putting it on, you're just wandering around like normal, but people have a pretty different reaction to you because it's a pretty cool costume. Sorry, there's my phone going off. Right, what's my favourite episode of Red Dwarf? I was a big fan of the Dwayne Dibley episode from the old days, and that used to be a bit of a catchphrase to me and my brothers. Where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Oh my gosh. Wow. I'd love to still be performing. In fact, I'd love to do lots and lots of acting work, and it'd be really cool to be in another sci-fi thing, actually. I write as well, so it'd be really cool to have some of the stuff that I've written get on the TV. I'm actually writing a Radio 4 comedy that's a little bit sci-fi, so fingers crossed for that one. Did I take any souvenirs from the set of Red Dwarf, or have you got anything that I kept that I can show you? No, I didn't. I didn't take anything. I didn't keep anything. But I do remember that the way they got the ship to look the way they did was they used a lot of IKEA cutlery trays that were like the wrong way round and spray painted red. I was pretty impressed with that. You end up playing the Stirmaster at the end of the episode. So if you could be any any piece of kitchen equipment, what would it be and why? I suppose I'd be a juicer. I'm pretty into juicing and health stuff, so I don't really have an ambition to be a piece of kitchen equipment, but I suppose I'd go for something like that. What was it like playing a droid, and how long did you have to stand holding that face at the end of the episode? Yeah, far too long. I got a big headache from that expression. I loved playing a droid because I do meditation and stuff and hang out with lots of people who meditate. I remember when I first started reading that script, I wanted to. There's something about the way that a lot of people, when they do meditation, they almost become a little non-human. And I remember very much trying to emulate that with just very peaceful, very kind of non-human side. The lines were really, really hard to learn. I remember that, and they did something weird to my voice. So my voice sounds about 4 octaves lower in the show. So this is what it actually sounds like. Would you like to return to Red Dwarf as Sim Crawford? Yes, I would. Maybe not pulling that face though, or as someone else. If so, who? It'd be great to be like the voice on the computer, wouldn't it? That would be pretty cool. Will you be attending any conventions like Red Dwarf Dimension Jump next year? I don't know. I've never been to any conventions. Maybe, I don't know when they are and stuff. So, but who knows? That'd be quite good fun. If you changed anything about the character in that episode, what if you could have changed anything about your character in that episode? What would it have been? I would have. I don't know. I suppose I would have preferred it to be my natural voice that I'd had. There was a really funny bit with when I was being grabbed in the neck port. The thing was being put in my neck port. That entire thing, we struggled a bit to make it look believable because I so would have known that I was going to be attacked from the back. So we tried it in lots of different ways, and it all looked a bit eggy to start with. And but then we eventually did it. So no, I enjoyed lots of that stuff. Who is my favourite cast member? I don't know. There's loads of really good characters, but yeah, I like Rimmer, and I love the plot with his brother and that whole thing about trying to prove yourself. I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. Okay, that's the end of the questions. Anyway, thanks so much for asking me to be a part of it. Apologies if it was very unprofessional and rambly, but I'm not used to recording myself at home. All right, thanks, bye.